You know, you have some black immigrants that come over to America and they have a lot of anti-black American sentiment. A lot of them have not met us at all. We haven't been in their neighborhoods. We haven't been in their countries, a lot of us. But they still, some come over and have a chip on their shoulder about black Americans. Case in point, you have, this on code, black, immigrant woman. It sounds like she's from the Caribbean, but let's roll that clip and let's have that discussion.
No one, and I mean no one does anti-blackness better than a black immigrant or like a black person from the Caribbean or a black person from Africa or wherever else in the world that doesn't like African Americans. No one. And it's not even funny anymore. Legit concerns because they be the greatest. They'll say the most out-of-pocket, outlandish stereotypes or negative thing about African Americans, and I have to think to myself, where did this come from? Who told you this information? How do you know this? And it's even crazy because sometimes you'll find people that haven't even been to America, has never encountered an African American in their lives saying these things. And it's crazy because the way they talk about African Americans, you think African Americans are the furthest demographic from them, right? Put a black immigrant that can't stand African Americans on the phone and you'll be talking to a nationalist. Oh, they're lazy. Oh, they're thieves. This is what they do. They're criminals. This is what white people say about you. Like, you peep that, right? You understand that this is how they look at all of us combined. Like, before opening your mouth, you think white girl Becky's gonna know that you're Nigerian and the girl standing next to you is African American? Like, even if you had an accent, they'd probably say it's AAVE. At this day and age, 2024, you should not be pandering to white people. Where has it gotten you?
Yeah, she's telling, a truth that some may come over here and have anti-black American sentiment. And I told you before, the U.S. Embassy vets these people. They do not want the brother or sister from the Caribbean or the African continent that's going to be on code with us. They want the ones that's not going to be on code with us. They want those who shucking and jiving, right? They want those to try to get in our reparations claim and say we don't need reparations. They want them to come over here because they look like us and say, oh, police brutality ain't bad. There's no such thing as racism. They let me in this country. So how is there racism? And I'm here. This is the kind of people that they want to come to the United States to try to muddy the waters in what we're actually doing. But I will say this, as I, look at different things and trust me, I would go more into those narratives and I'll be more angry and upset if I did not travel. If I did not see that, hey, there's way more brothers and sisters that respect Black America in the Caribbean, on the continent, than those that don't. OK, and anything they have been told about us, as many people have said, they've been told at the U.S. embassies. They had the folks that so-called missionaries. And I think it's quite funny how they call themselves a missionary when they can't even follow even the 10 Commandments. Look at how they treat black folks for hundreds of years. But you're going to go to the African continent talking about you're a missionary. You're going to save them from their sins and introduce them to white Jesus. But one thing that my grandmother always said is that when it comes to people like that, just let them keep saying good morning. In other words, as they live life, they'll see for themselves. This sister understand what it is. Them folks look at them no different than they look at us. But they want to separate themselves. And now the interesting part is that Black America have got on a delineation movement. And now those same people that she's talking about take issue with Black Americans doing what they're doing. That's the funny part. See, as long as Black Americans was like, hey, we all the same, we all this, we all that, then you got the luxury to delineate. But now that Black America have said, OK, cool, y'all don't want to be with us like that. You want to separate yourself. You want to do this. You want to do that. We're not all the same. No problem. We're going to just separate and go over here. And then now all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute. That's divisive. That's, all the races see us the same. Well, all of a sudden, not a race to see us the same or now all of a sudden it's divisive. But for years, you had your foreign flags, waving your foreign flags all over the place, right? You told us you're not us and all of that, which is fine. And now that Black America is delineating, it's a problem. I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. See, Black America has always been used as a protection mechanism for not only other Black groups, but also other groups outside of white, whether it's Asians, Arabs, Hispanics, Indians, whoever else, right? They can always count on Black America to come to their rescue. All they got to say is, hey, look what the racist white people did to me. This is just like what happens to you. And then black folks will get all, soft-hearted about it and they want to come defend them because we get it, we understand. But then when these people get out their problems, then we look at them, okay, we supposed to be an ally, and then now they siding with the same people that did them wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of black Americans today say, okay, well, hey, you get it how you live. You deal with them folks on your own. You better than us. You think you want to be over there, whatever the case may be, you're on your own. And a lot of people's not liking that whatsoever. But what I will say is that's what a lot of you chose. You turned black America's, open arms away, and you slapped us in the face so many times in this country where now you have a new generation of black Americans say, hey, we're going to worry about ourselves. We're going to worry about reparations. We're going to worry about our children, our situation. We're not on that right now. Now, if you cool, you on code, hey, we rock with you, right? But it's just not going to be just accepting everybody black, because we have seen that they have used that to undermine black America and our fight and issues, etc. So we can't be on this flat blackness. We got to be on the code. And if you're not on code as a black person, then we're going to spot you real quick. This is why questions come up with when we hear certain things. Say, hey, where you from? Where you people from? And listen, why are you always asking where we from? Listen, even in black America, people ask that question. Hey, well, who's your people? Where are you from? I've been asked that many times. Who's your people? Where you from? Where your family at? X, Y, Z. So you know why? So if they know the family, know what kind of people it is. So asking you where your people from is not quote unquote xenophobic. It's just how we are as black Americans, because based on where you at in the country, we know kind of where your mindset at, even in America, right? So it's not anything with xenophobia, actually, where you from. And yes, certain things you say kind of identify that you're not part of black America at all, that you're coming from a different mindset. So yeah, hey, where you from? Oh, you're from the Caribbean. Okay, it makes sense. And because we know where you're from, maybe certain ways we wouldn't expect certain things out of you, because let's say you're the Caribbean or you're from, the African continent, so we may not expect certain things from you, right? Because you don't really know, because you grew up in black nations and you didn't grow up here in the battle. You just didn't. You just happened to be here. And once that happened to be here wears off, then you'll finally get it. But, I'm like I said, I just kind of, laugh about it this stage in the game. When they come over thinking they better, because I'm like, oh, them folks gonna show you real soon. And when they do, like I said, they said they'll think about all that silliness they thought about black America.